What's going on, Jeromes? Your Minnesota Vikings drafted USC cornerback Mekhi Blackmon at 132 overall, the last pick of the third round and day 2. And he addressed the local media jackals with some brief comments. Same thing with Kwesi Adofo-Mensah. We wanted to go through a couple of those comments. But first off, I understand. So a lot of people are up in arms like, oh, what about Keely Ringo? Oh, what about Corey Trice? What about all these other cornerbacks on the board? A lot of people are bringing up, well, hey, this big board or this mock draft said that Blackmon was a 5th or 6th round pick. But my whole thing is this. So Kwesi's the general manager for a reason, one of 32 jobs, and the Vikings have millions of dollars invested in player evaluation and research and scouting. And I understand that some of these big boards say that he's a 6th round pick, but guess what? Through interviews, through workouts, through background research, through everything, the Vikings determined that he's their guy. And also, this is what Brian Flores thinks of your draft evaluations. We're all just fans of the draft. These are professionals, right? So, Flores, the scouting department, Kwesi, all think that Blackmon is their guy. So why not? Why not? So I fully understand it. And it's something that we talked about where if you're down on a prospect and your team takes them, like, do you secretly root against them so that you're right? No. They're down in the purple. They're on our team, and you're rooting for the best because you want them to hoist a drum party a dozen times in the next 10 years. That's right, man. So all aboard the Mekhi Blackmon trade, man. So the first up is from Will Raggets. Kwesi said the Vikings wanted to take Blackmon at 87, but got a good deal and decided to move back to 102. So could you imagine the reaction if they just took him at 87? Right, but the Vikings, they determined that Blackmon is a guy. They did a ton of research on him, so they're able to move back to 102, as well as get an extra 5th and 7th in later on day 3. So I think it's a good deal. Kwesi said super instinctive corner, plays really physical, plays with good vision on the quarterback, somebody who's aggressive in the run game. And that's the thing about Blackmon too, is like every single play is a street fight. And yes, he's going to get dinged for penalties, but I would much rather have a cornerback who's way too aggressive and have to dial it back versus a cornerback who's too passive and have to ramp it up. We've seen several very passive cornerbacks, throughout recent Vikings history. We have, and so I sort of misspoke in his first video. We're just like, oh, he's just gonna be in the slot, and I fell into the trap that. We've railed against. Like, short cornerbacks should just kick inside to the slot. But I think he has a chance to the outside. I think that he has a chance to be the new Duke Shelley. I think that his feistiness, I think that his press man ability, I think that him taking proper chances, I think that him just having that dog in him, which is super important, I think that's going to go a long way, man. Then Kevin Seifert, who is not Carl Gerbschmidt, like wide receiver Jordan Addison, Blackmon visited the Vikings on a top 30 trip before the draft. Perhaps a coincidence, but Kwesi said it's always a positive to spend extra time to get additional information on players. And also, they're asking about, hey, what's Caleb Williams like? Is it going to be worth it for us to go from 32 to 1 in the draft next year? And then Alec Lewis, the Athletic, Vikings quarterback Mekhi Blackmon. I took my visit out there and fell in love with the facilities and the coaching staff. That's the whole thing, too. Like, facilities are important. The NFLPA survey, the Vikings are numero uno in everything. And also, who wouldn't want to play under Brian Flores? Durante Jones, Kevin O'Connell, Kwesi, all that stuff, man. All that stuff. So, again, I understand there's reservations about Blackmon. Your big board or your mock draft says that a different corner was there. He's a Viking now. So, got to rally up, got to support Mekhi Blackmon. I hope he becomes a first ballot Hall of Famer, man. So we'll see what happens there. But your thoughts are thoughts. Kwesi and new Vikings cornerback Mekhi Blackmon spoke with the media. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts and their thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol, production value.